Hi. Do you see my eyeballs? I hope you are on page 130 in your workbook. Look carefully. We're going to do these together, and you're going to get to practice your compound subjects. That just means you have two subjects stuck together with the conjunction and or, and we're going to go through these together so that you can practice marking them, because in a few days you'll be doing them all by yourself because you'll be good at them by now. Let's begin by reading this first one. You will write this down with me on your workbook page to take a picture of with me later. Let's begin. On Tuesday, Peggy and I went with the family to the library. Are there any prepositional phrases in this sentence? Yes. On Tuesday is a prepositional phrase. On is the preposition. On what? Tuesday, object of the preposition. Are there any other prepositional phrases in this sentence? Peggy and I went with the family to the library. Yes. With the family is a prepositional phrase. With is the preposition. Family, with what or with whom? Family, object of the preposition. Which family? The adjective, because it modifies the noun. To the library is a prepositional phrase. To is your preposition. Library is the object of the preposition. Which library? The library. Adjective, because it modifies the noun. To what? Library. Let's double check ourselves before we move on and take out all the prepositions and see if our sentence falls apart. Remember, prepositions are the connector words. So Tuesday, well, we know that on Tuesday is a prepositional phrase. You could say Tuesday, Peggy and I went, but it makes more sense to say on Tuesday. Peggy and I went the family. Peggy and I went with the family, the library. So we know those are prepositional phrases. Now we carry on with our principal elements. Begin. On Tuesday, Peggy and I went with the family to the library. This is a sentence and it is declarative. This sentence is about Peggy and I. So we have a compound subject. Peggy is a subject, I is a subject, and is the conjunction. So put your wings around and. It's gluing the two subjects together. What is this sentence tells us that Peggy and I went. So went is the predicate. It is the predicate verb because it shows action. There are no linking verbs because predicate verbs do not use linking verbs. We're not done. What do we have to do? Yes, prepositional phrases. Let's do it. Went when on Tuesday is an adverbial element because it modifies the verb, and it is a prepositional phrase. Went where? With the family. Adverbial element because it modifies the verb, and it is a prepositional phrase. Went where? To the library. Adverbial element because it modifies the verb, and it is a prepositional phrase. Now we have completed our work. Nicely done. Let's read the next one together. I'm going to get a different color pen because that's fun. Let's begin. Now notice we have a question mark here, students. Remember that oftentimes when you have a question, your helping verb and your main verb split apart, and the helping verb jumps to the beginning of the sentence to make it an interrogative sentence. So watch out for that. Don't let it bite you. Here we go. Read with me. Begin. Did you and Dad get pirate books? Order of analysis is phrases, clauses, principal elements, and modifiers. Are there any prepositional phrases in this sentence? Did you and Dad get pirate books? No. Let's go to our principal elements. Read it again. Did you and Dad get pirate books? This is a sentence and it is interrogative. This sentence is about you and Dad. So you and Dad are the subjects, and is the conjunction. I couldn't think of the word. And is the conjunction. Mark it with the wings, please. This sentence tells us that you and Dad did get. So did get is the predicate. Get is the predicate verb because it shows action. Did is the helping verb because it helps the verb. Notice we have a question and we split our helping verb and our predicate verb to make that be a question. Did get what? Books. So books is the direct object because it receives the action of the verb. What kind of books? Pirate books. Adjective because it modifies the noun. Do we have any phrases we need to deal with? No, so we're done. Good work. Let's move on to Theo and Lucy here. Begin. Theo and Lucy should not have been running around the tables. Well, probably so. This is we have to start out with phrases. Order of analysis is phrases, clauses, principal, elements, and modifiers. Are there any prepositional phrases in this sentence? Theo and Lucy should not have been running around the tables. Prepositional phrase. Around is the preposition. Around what? Tables. Object of the preposition. Which tables? The. Adjective because it modifies the noun. I don't find any more phrases, so I go back to my principal elements. Theo and Lucy should not have been running around the tables. This is a sentence and it is declarative. This sentence is about Theo and Lucy. So Theo and Lucy are the subjects and is the conjunction. Make sure you have wings on that. This sentence tells us that Theo and Lucy should have been running. So should have been running is your predicate. Running is the predicate verb because it shows action. Should is the helping verb because it helps the verb. Have is a helping verb because it helps the verb. Been is a helping verb because it helps the verb. There are no linking verbs because predicate verbs do not need linking verbs. And then we have this word here, not. I taught you what that was. Not is always answering the question how something has been done. So not is an adverb. Have been running how? Not. It is an adverb because it modifies the verb. We still have to deal with this modifier. Running where? Around the tables is an adverbial element, and it is because it modifies the verb, and it is a prepositional phrase. We have completed that one. Nice job. Starting to get the hang of this? Those little wings are fun on the conjunctions, aren't they? Nice. All right, last one. Afterward, Dad and the group headed to the market. Order of analysis is phrases, clauses, principal, elements, and modifiers. Are there any prepositional phrases in this sentence? Afterward, Dad and the group headed to the market. That's where they headed. To the market is a prepositional phrase. To is the preposition. To what? Market. Object of the preposition. Which market? The. Adjective modifying the noun. Back to our principal elements. Afterward, Dad and the group headed to the market. This is a sentence and it is declarative. This sentence is about Dad and group. So Dad and group are the subjects and is the conjunction. Which group? The group. Adjective because it modifies the noun. Oops, I skipped ahead. I shouldn't have done that yet. This sentence tells us that Dad and group headed. So headed is the predicate. It is the predicate verb because it shows action. There are no linking verbs because predicate verbs do not use linking verbs. Which group? The group. Adjective because it modifies the noun. Headed when? Afterward. Adverb because it modifies the verb. Headed where? To the market. This is an adverbial element because it modifies the verb, but it is a prepositional phrase. There is your complete thing. Pretty fun to put those little conjunction marks in there. I hope you enjoyed that. Please look at number 2 on your in your workbook. You are going to complete, whoops, I'm going to give you a different one. You're going to complete the following sentences by adding a verb after the compound subject. So if you look here, they're going to give you the beginning of the sentence. In the library, will Mr. Michaels and you, blah, blah, blah. You're going to need to finish it by giving it a predicate. There's no verb there, so pick one that works with Mr. Michaels and you and what you're doing in the library. Finish that in a way that makes sense. They're telling you that you have to have a verb. They're telling you that you may also add a direct object after that verb, or an adverb or a prepositional phrase to finish out the sentence if you like. Go to B. Yesterday, Heidi and Peggy, what did they do? Fill that in, make it a sentence, end it with a period. Same thing at the top of 131. Later, Theo and the two boys. Give me some information about the rest of that sentence. Finish it out. It needs a predicate. Number 3 says, imagine that you see Lucy at the library. With that in mind, write a sentence about it. Be sure to include a compound subject. Take your pencil and underline that, a compound subject. Do not turn a sentence into me today that has only one subject. It needs to be, you see Lucy at the library. So Lucy and I chatted, or Lucy, something that happened at the library that includes Lucy and someone else. All right? I look forward to seeing your work. Thanks for tuning in. Bye.